Welcome back to Carson Tate's Video Log. We're here in Provincetown at Recovering Hearts Bookstore, Book and Gift Store.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and I'm here with Sophia Kell Hagin. What? Isn't that how everyone says it?
I don't know. It's a mystery to me.
How do you say it?
Sophia Kell Hagin.
Okay, not Sophia Kell Hagin.
Oh, that's good.
You like
that's
that?
very loyally.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go with that one.
All right, go for it.
Whatever Gods May Be, slew of awards, blah blah. Excellent book. It's your first book.
Thank you.
And so you're on the verge
Of finishing.
of having your second in the series.
Yes.
Or sequel.
Yes.
And what's it called?
Shadows of Something Real.
Shadows of Something Real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah.
So, where does this pick up?
It picks up about maybe a month or two, a couple of months after the end of the first one. And Jamie has taken up the senator's offer to go home with her and recover. And the story is really about that process of recovery, but it's complicated by the fact that the bad guys are still out there. And it turns out that a lot of the things that happen toward the end of Whatever Gods May Be actually have a political component that starts to play out back home, Conus, yeah. And it's the story of that playing out. So we have some adventure.
Well, I mean, what I really liked about Whatever Gods May Be was it stood by itself, but you also kind of left you with the door open to more. And so I heard you talk earlier about the challenges of trying to make each book a standalone while also
being a sequel. Right.
So tell me about that. How'd you do that? Because I'm writing a series too, and I would like to know.
With an unending amount of editing. I started, every time I get so far, and then I start writing some more, but I backtrack. And I backtrack to that very first word of the very first page over and over and over again. And about 100 edits later, I was comfortable with it. I can actually read it now and get through 3 or 4 pages without changing it. And that is really miraculous.
You're one of those.
Oh yeah, I am one of those. I don't do a draft and then come back and edit. The editing is part of the process all the way along, which is why it takes me for 3 years to write a book.
Is Jamie's story going to complete in this next novel, or
well,
maybe we see more?
I mean, it completes the way it completed in the first one. I mean, it's potentially, I could write about her for the rest of my life.
She's very complex.
Because she's young and I'm not, you know,
well,
that helps.
I mean, and she's got a lot of layers, you know.
Yeah, she does. And it's, every time I write it, I think about it like a biography. I love kind of being with the people and the time and the place. I'm very intrigued with where we're going from here. It takes place in an unspecified near future. I know when it is, and there are hints in the book. If you want to figure out
you're not
when the full moon is on November 9th, then you can get hints. But shh, you know, so you can sort of backtrack. And I don't like to be specific because I've spent most of my life, one way or another, somewhere around market research, making predictions about what's going to happen, and I am invariably wrong. I mean, I've been doing this for 30 years, and I'm always wrong. So I'm always assuming things are going to happen way before they do. So I don't want to say when, because I'm sure it's really about 50 or 60 or more years longer than I thought it would be.
So for those who haven't read Whatever Gods May Be, read it. But give a little, like a 2-line, 3-line
Whatever
synopsis.
Gods May Be.
Yeah.
It's the story of a young woman who's grown up kind of rough. Her mother is a prostitute, a drug addict. She's very much not like her mother. She won't go near drugs. She can't stand any of it, and she's desperate to get out of her situation. Her mother ends up dying on her, and there she is in foster care with this horrible man. So she joins the Marine Corps as an escape, and I think that's not uncommon for people.
Right.
You know, and I wanted to explore that. And it's a time when Don't Ask, Don't Tell is gone. I wrote it before the end of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, but it wasn't hard to anticipate.
Right.
And I've also anticipated that women are able to be in combat jobs, assuming that they qualify, and I think we'll eventually get to there as well.
I think you're right.
And so it's a story about, and I also think, by the way, that there's going to be a growing amount of tension and ultimately potentially a conflict between the Western world and China over the South China Sea and the resources there, and so that's really the story about what happens to her and difficult adventures in an island called the Palawan, which, by the way, is real. It's a real place.
Well, it was an amazing book, and I really look forward to the next one. So. No, it's true. It's true. It's all true. This is Sophia Kell Hagin. You can buy Whatever Gods May Be now, because soon Shadows of Something Real.
Well, my identity is
This is Carson Tate's video log signing out.